Oh man, that song always gave me so much dread. You'll see why. Welcome back to another chapter of the Mikado Saga. Last time, the Bouncers and the Z Fighters have actually teamed up and they made it their way to the Galeos. And they had a brief rematch with Echidna. There were so many plot twists and the plot actually began to thicken. They had so much drama to cover, as well as unveiling a lot of secrets, to which, Dominique is an actual android that was being haywired by the satellite. Volt is actually the personal guard to the previous Mikado, which is why he was their informant. And Ko actually had an ulterior motive on destroying Dominique if necessary, in which it put the Z Fighters in total shock, in which Goten found out, but he assured them that he won't destroy Dominique unless if it's necessary, since Sion actually loves her. But they made it their way to the Galeos, and they were ambushed by Mugetsu, and so, with his defeat, they were on their way there, thanks to the help of Lucas. So, I've been waiting for this. The next chapter, Chapter 9, Showdown at the Galeos. I've been waiting so long for this. This is like the final battle in the game. Man, this is gonna be really good. Alright, the last fight Sion and Ayame had with the Panther was a cinch compared to now. She unleashed all her prowess as she used her fangs, claws, and even her body as she kept lunging at the main trio. The Z-Fighters stood next to the distraught Ayame, who was traumatized by the satellite, and they were ready to pounce on that conniving feline. What they didn't know, or what the other two bouncers didn't realize was that she could transform into a tall woman at will. It was the same one they saw back at the dome, stunning both Ko and Volt. Who is she? I don't know. The fight started as she was constantly heading towards Sion until the others intervened. She wasn't too bad since it was only 3 against 1. The easiest way was to use their ground-sweeping techniques on the Panther form. The woman was pretty weak as well. She once glanced over at Sion, then he did a torpedo kick at her gut. She backed away and she didn't even flinch. She just stood there holding her chest in pain, staring at him with that sorrowful complexion. Although, if you would recall, reading the manual, it'll say that Chaldea represents sorrow. So, yeah. You actually get this cutscene here.
Sion. You don't recognize me, do you? Now that I'm so much older than you.
No, that's impossible. Chaldea?
Mikado staged my death and erased my existence.
You're saying it wasn't an accident?
They experimented on me using bionoid technology so that Dominique could become more human.
Bionoid technology. Durakan, you didn't.
I pity him. It is so sad.
Him?
Duragan. He's lonely. I must be by his side.
I've no need for such pathetic sympathy from a bionoid. bastard!
Whoa, that was one hell of a plot twist, I'll tell you that. Gets me every time. Hey. Alright. Did what? Of course. Echidna wasn't the one who killed Master Mikado. Dorgon did. She just rearranged it all and framed Volt for everything, so she could be the top dog, removing him in the process. He just wanted to use the core for himself, and speed it up when he hired all those assassins, including him. No wonder Volt wants to go for vengeance. Trunks. She was surprised how much he learned about Volt's dark past in such a short amount of time. His intellect was incredible, just like Bulma's. And she also felt really sorry for the troubled bouncer as well. And Dominique was the prototype for his technology, so she could be like his dead sister, absorbing Chaldea's human DNA. That's just sick! Recalled seeing PD4, even his family's company, Capsule Corp, would never do anything that unsettling. Still, Chaldea was just as passive. Seven were so absorbed during the conversation that Dorgon made his move. Ugh, gets me every time. And Sion recalled Chaldea wearing that pendant since her internship in Mikado, since their late childhood. And she was aging for a decade, she was missing for 2 years. She turned into that hybrid, and Sion saw her get killed right in front of him. He just lost his former friend twice. Unlike the explosion, his sudden fear turned into a deep, terrible rage. He immediately stormed into the control room ahead, and his friends wasted no time chasing after him. Ayame and the others just stayed put, but she didn't have the chance to warn them. Wait! The door slammed shut, trapping the trio inside. No! She realized they were locked in. And it triggered this cutscene here, and this is one of my favorites. You'll see.
Stop it, Dorgon.
With this satellite, I will provide unlimited energy to those who will follow me, and I will demonstrate what happens to those who cross me.
You're going to rule the world with the satellite?
Human beings want to be controlled. They forsake those who offer no benefit. They laud those with power. They can do nothing for themselves. Mankind's true desire is to be dominated by absolute power.
Dominique, stop! What's wrong, Dominique?
I don't think your sister agrees with you.
Sister? This useless puppet? You're the one who created Dominique!
I'll take you on with both arms. This is your reward for being such a nuisance!
This is unforgivable, Duragon!
And you would see that. But wow. It just keeps piling up, doesn't it? So, Ayame was right on what she felt. Her key instincts were never wrong. Not to mention, we also have rights that shouldn't be taken away from us. So, Sion then realized what her true purpose was. Dominique was only invented by Duragon as a tool of massive destruction and death, including the satellite itself. His one and only sister was there to feed his dark desires, as a laser-guiding computer. So, she knew about her brother's evil motives, Dominique seeing how his master helped her escape, including the involvement of Chaldea. She was used for all the evil he'd bring about onto the world. Then his mind shifted over to the numerous deaths he'd seen. So, Z-Fighters... I will avenge Master Mikado! There's no turning back now. It's time to go all out. Z-Fighters felt his power level skyrocket. It wasn't up to 9,000, but it definitely was the highest from any human they've ever encountered. They painfully watched as they noticed the hero's energy was fading upon every blow. In the second fight, he unchained his arm and used a variety of fast and powerful punches, kicks, and throws. They were pretty lucky they were able to knock him out, but it's not over yet. There's multiple phases in this fight. So, yeah. Hold on 1 second, guys. Those lousy scenes, I gotta skip through these. But the hardest thing about the bouncer is the final boss fight. Because there's multiple forms in this. And there's gonna be a shocker coming up. So, here it is. I beat him!
I beat him, Dominique!
You could never understand the humiliation that I have gone through. The burden of having to be the best, of having to be worthy.
You think I'm gonna lose to someone who's only motivated by resentment?
So, second fight is on. Don't be so arrogant, Dorgon. You're just joking, right? Go to hell. That was pretty good. Not many people can make me break a sweat. What? Dorgon is not down yet? As if he has the ability to hold back his energy like the Dragon Team can. He ascended more this time. So, there was a Hakama. His attire symbolized a high rank of a samurai or a martial artist in this case. Through a friend's experience, wearing it while bare-chested is a bad sign. That is more modernized, and it mostly shows someone going all out with no iota of mercy. And because it was large, it also meant that it does show what Duragon said. So it's not just regular overalls like I thought. Resentment? Hate, wrath, malice. Oh, he seemed more flexible as he gained the use of some acrobatic kick combos, as well as an unblockable jet uppercut. His back flashed and he unleashed his full strength while his fist glowed with a dark pulse. Hee-yah! The Sea Fighters were in utter disgust as they felt their agony. They can't possibly take another hit like that! Still, their energy were fading more rapidly. They wondered how long could they hold out. Sometimes one of the weakest would stay back and let him be shielded by his comrades until there was an opening. The trio seemed to be equally fit in terms of dissipating stamina. With sheer luck, they were barely able to take him down again. They were so battered and exhausted. The Sea Fighters were so relieved after their ongoing punishments they simultaneously endured. In front of his sister's perch, he collapsed, and, gotta wait for the scenes to finish again. But there's a very shocking detail, like, when I had the memory card, it actually skipped to the final scene. Like, when I was doing the escort mission, It was so difficult that I just wanted to skip over to the last level. Little did I know. And all three bouncers were almost maxed out. They were at their A ranks. They still had one more level, which is the S rank, which is the best. And same thing with Sonic, S rank. But all three bouncers were so close to being maxed out. And I'll show you in the next scene coming up. This is going to be quite a shocker. It's so difficult, aside from the escort mission. So, here you guys are.
This can't be. I'm a bouncer. I make a living putting my life on the line.
Best quote ever.
Good, good. I never expected anyone to push me so far. Pardon my past discourtesies. I will forget the past. I no longer care about the indignation I have suffered. I should thank you for opening my eyes to this new indulgence.
Wish I could insert a dreadful face sound here.
The pleasure of fighting for the sake of fighting!
Give me the best you've got. I'll still beat you.
Oh man. How are they gonna hold out? Back in the control room, there's that. Deluded fool. Mission complete. However, the Dragon Trio could still sense he's alive and ready. He just conserved his energy for one more round. He's still alive? This can't be happening! Even after all that? What the hell, man? And there's Topless. There's that tattoo there. Bring it on. It's time to pay you back for the shame you've caused to both Master Mikado and me. This isn't good. Guess I won't be able to get that date. To the others, they were being very, very foolish. Yet still they stood by, thinking their best chance is to wait until the control room was clear. They cannot get involved now since he and the bouncers would keep getting in their way. There were too many incidents in which they would collide into each other. In the fourth fight, he used powerful combo attacks such as the Flying Dragon Kick and Rushing Beat. The former they all saw was a move in which Duragon jumped and did a spiraling kick, his dark essence surrounding his legs. And the latter? The other attack was the most lethal! He raised his fists, his dragon mark illuminated for a brief second, and he unleashed all his might as he was doing rapid punches at unsurmountable speed and power. The Z Fighters figured he'd take out all three bouncers in mere seconds. Sure enough. The Tank Volt was the first. He was acting as their shield throughout the entire ordeal, and now the Dragon Team felt his energy plummet to nothingness. Volt! Shortly after came Ko as he went down in a heap. Damn! He said before he was gone, ending his life and his mission. Oh no! Ko! Goten pressed his little palms on the doors blocking his way as his friend met his demise. Sion is next! With a sudden punch to the gut, his vision blurred as he went down to the pile of his comrades. He landed forward on all fours and saw his beloved helplessly strapped into that chair, now vulnerable to her brother's complete control. They all had failed. With a stuck-out shaken hand, he whispered, Dominique. He too blackened out when his body became lifeless. No! Then there was a maniacal laugh. No! She managed to keep herself together. We'll take Dorgon out for them. Yeah! It's up to us now. You're right, guys. I have no alternative. The doors must be unlocked. You know what to do. In unison, they laid their hands on each side, and they emitted a white sphere of energy, growing in density. Jorgon just kept on pounding around the keyboard as if little to nothing has happened. He resumed his demolition and rapped until he heard a strange fizzing noise. Underneath the doors, the space lit up with a very bright white light. They were blasted beyond their hinges, and they fell with a deafening clang. Through the thick layers of smoke, 3 figures stood before him. Eventually it cleared, and a teenage female and a pair of boys looking to be in their tweens emerged. To the left was Goten, then Ayame, as she stood back in center, then Trunks. The 2 pint-sized warriors made a stance. This is your last line of defense? 3 little kids? That's right, 3 little kids. You can't take us all on, Doragon. Ah! They transformed. With a burst of energy, they were surrounded in a golden aura. Their eyes turned into turquoise, similar to that of Duragon's. Their hair became spiky and matched the same shading as their essences, and their power levels raised drastically, perhaps even more than the Tower of Terror. Unwavering, he said, "Come on." I may stay close to the bouncers as the Saiyans made their move. Simultaneously went toward Duragon and he disappeared before he hit them. It was as if they were expecting him to punch them, but all he hit was thin air. They reappeared at each side and kicked him in the midsection. He countered them as he quickly spread out his arms, knocking them back, then turned to Trunks. He stood up, he performed his fatal move. "Trunks, watch out!" He-ya! Duragon unleashed his rapid punches, but the son of Vegeta dodged every one. He spread out his arms as he said, "Miss!" He was hit directly in the head. "Ah!" Cocky Saiyan faced the brute looming over him until he disappeared. "Marco. Polo. Marco." Trunks emerged and did a flying kick from his side. Goten dived in with some fast fists. Then it was a test of speed, endurance, and fury as the battle continued. Ayame figured that if the boys can keep Duragon distracted long enough, she could give the remaining fighters another chance. She hoped they hadn't already bit the dust. She must hurry. She kept her power level low to avoid being detected. She had a feeling that Duragon could sense someone's presence using their ki, rather than just holding back his power. While it raged on, she laid her hands on each individual, starting with Sion. At the same time her hands lightened, her energy was being depleted with each healing session. She took out 2 senzu beans and felt discouragement. "We used most of them already?" Still, she broke them into halves and gave it each half to each bouncer. "Come on, come on!" She shifted their mouths, making sure they would eat them. Goten and Trunks stood in front of Dorgon for another bout. They were starting to think it was going to be one-sided. They had an inclination to fusing into Gotenks, even though the result could mean the Galeos would become space dust. "You 2 are starting to annoy me." He looked over at the woman he saw as his eyes turned. Before they had the chance to react, Ame looked up. He began to strangle her with one muscular arm across her throat. He might not win, but he figured his best chance was using a fear tactic to outsmart his opponents. Before she could scream, his hand immediately covered her mouth. Against his insanely durable body, she was being crushed. "Stand down before I destroy that puny, bitchy bug. Stand down!" Her shiny auras disappeared. "That's better." "Don't worry about me, Goten and Trunks. You have to save the world. You're our last hope. Save yourselves!" She had a bad feeling she wasn't able to revive her friends in time. Used most of his enormous strength. "Shut up!" "Oh no! Ayame!" Till there was a whoosh of air behind him. From the back of his neck he was hit with as much force as a hurricane. Fell to the floor with a loud thud. There was a person that stopped spinning as fast as an F5. It was Sion! It was... Sion! It's you! I can't believe it. The senzu bean really worked. For now. She was gasping for air and barely saw him stand up and face one of the revived bouncers. He was incredibly lucky. Titan rose twice as fast as she did. While standing with just one hand, she gradually lifted her aching vessel. She was not about to surrender to this tyrant. She gathered all her energy, or whatever she had left. I won't let you hurt anyone else! Her attack gave way within about a few minutes. It almost felt like several. She fell to the ground all tired out. I can give no more. Frantic attack was nothing. Is that the best you can do? No way! Saiyans immediately lunged toward his abdomen, similar to the sucker punch he pulled on both deceased Wong and Sion. He was still as a statue. And, hold on, you would actually see this. But damn! I thought I was never gonna beat the final boss, with all three forms right off the bat. Not kidding, guys. That memory card actually took me straight to all three fights, and I was only able to accomplish it with Sion and Co. According to the Great Clement, if you beat the bouncer more than twice, and if you've been leveling up your character's stats, the third playthrough would have all three forms all at one fight. And your health bar doesn't refill in between them. That's the hard part. So, yeah. You gotta be ready for it. But I usually spam the crap out of their powerful moves, since they're close to their major ranks. Oh, it's finally done. Alright, let's do this. Very satisfying.
And you still couldn't beat me with all those moves. You've lost.
I wish it wasn't out of sync. But yeah, that's that. Whoops, I keep hitting the wrong thing. But I'll show it to you guys later. Alright. Something rolled out of Durgan's pocket. Grabbing the object, it glowed in Ayame's hands. The 4-star ball was restored at last! Or actually, it should be a 7-star ball. Oh wait, yeah it is. Yes! We did it! We got the Dragon Ball back! And Durgan is Duragon! Two remaining bouncers finally began to rise. Ko and Volt awakened. Their bodies and heads started to heal themselves. They looked at the once fallen heroes. Well, look who decided to show up. Welcome back, sleepyheads. I made it. Leanne. Master Mikado. Nope, it's just us. Sion actually forgot something. It triggered this cutscene here.
Dominique!
Actually, it's the kids that snapped the thing.
Sion? It was terrible. I was dreaming that I was killing lots of people.
It was just a bad dream, and you won't have any more of them. I promise. Oh no. Hey, we're gonna ram the satellite! Volt, change course!
This ain't no air carrier.
Damn it!
Oh man. First they defeated Duragon and now this? What? This is it? We're gonna die here just like that? Ah, this is not good. He only wished his father was here so he could teleport them using his instant transmission. Unfortunately, there's no way out. The Z-Fighters cowered as they huddled themselves together. They sat down and just embraced for the worst. Until...
The back.
Huh?
The back of this big ship. The back of it will return to Earth.
What are you talking about, Dominique?
I saw it in that horrible dream. This big ship splits into two.
In your dream?
It's true.
I'm gonna trust Dominique.
Sion,
Well, it's all or nothing.
I'm in.
All right then.
So, they run out of the Galeos, but something else happens. They all ran out of the accursed control room, leaving Duragon's body to rot. Through the passageway, they passed Chaldea's corpse as well. Then, with a muttering noise, an opaque wall was descending. The separation sequence was initiating. Goten and Trunks were the first and the fastest as they reached the other side. Sion was still carrying Dominique as he went in next, then Vo and Ko, and lastly Ayame. Wait, what about the Dragon Ball? Don't worry, I already got it from Duragon, it's safe. Both balls glowed. Hey, wait a minute! What should we do with Chaldea? Sion hesitated for a moment. Leave her. What? Leave her here. It's better this way. Her missing body will no longer be found, and she wouldn't want it any other way. Are you sure? They were actually thinking they could give her a proper burial, but it looks as though the deed was done. Yes, I have Dominique. That's more than enough. They admired on how strong he was, and after all the tragedies he's been through. The door closed with a clunk. Trunks found a porthole in the wall. He volunteered the heroes to take a look. And they actually saw this. Time for a little payback. If you would have the controller, it would have a huge rumble effect. It was nice knowing you, Duragon, you crazy bastard. Oh, Jim. So, they were all felt satisfied, but at the same time disheartened for him, except for Volt. after death is avenged. Like, I'm gonna try and, switch in between these scenes. So, hopefully, hold on 1 second, guys. I'm gonna let you guys see this while I do it. So, yeah. It's not easy doing the final boss fight here. Alright. Let me see if I could just get these things going here. But yeah, it's not easy, guys. Not easy at all. Alright, hopefully I'll have enough time. I'm almost done, guys. But after this, it's gonna be like filler. So, it's gonna be like a breather chapter. I have like 2 chapters left here. So, you actually get to see this.
Your death is avenged. Master Mikado.
Alright, that's 1.
Good job. A nice long vacation is waiting for you back home. I'll get in touch with you later about future assignments.
That woman sure knows how to use a man.
Alright, that's 2. And you also get this. Hold on.
Sion, that horrible dream was real, wasn't it?
Don't worry. You won't have any more of those dreams. Rest in peace, Chaldea.
And that's that, guys. Those are all the cutscenes here. There was so much pressure, it was a long day and night. In fact, according to Volt's watch, it was 12:30 a.m., the heroes were sleepy. Ayumi was the first to succumb to the soothing effects. I guess we should hit the sack for a little while. Scenes were pooped, but the tummies rumbled. Yeah, and we should probably eat later. But yeah, we should rest a little. He faced... here we go. The info I found about Duragon's wardrobe, as well as this... they actually sat down in the back of the app portion. The info I found about Duragon's wardrobe was from the Square Wiki, especially the interesting relationship between the dragon and the dog. First time I defeated Duragon was about a month before I started high school. Thanks to an online walkthrough, I used Sion against him and kept using his all-time best unblockable move, the Hurricane Blitz. Yeah, I was kind of cheap spamming it until he was defeated for good, but I was very ecstatic. I was also nervous that Dominique would go berserk again. Thank goodness she didn't. And she never shut down when the Galeos destroyed the satellite. Believe it or not, I actually jumped to the game's hard mode as I fought 3 of Duragon's forms right off the bat, rather than twice like any other player. The memory card somehow loaded the extra game by default and I didn't even know it. Damn, what a rush I had after several painful tries. I also managed to beat him with Ko, but Volt was just the worst. I'm sure some of you might be a tad disappointed that I didn't include Gotenks, but I had my reasons. If Goten and Trunks were to combine themselves, he would just be too cocky. He could easily mop the floor with Duragon, but he'd be too powerful and perhaps destroy the Galeos and everyone in it. Or at least do some hefty damage to it. Besides, the best chance for those fights was to attack separately anyway. I hope I did the battles alright, especially the one involving the Z fighters. Yes! I finally did it, people! I finally did the final battle! Ugh! It is gonna be smooth sailing from here on out. With Duragon out of the story, it is gonna be smooth sailing with the epilogue. So, I'm the Ikran writer signing out. And I leave you with this soothing, sorrowful tune.